Hello, Lauren. Welcome to the Power Women Wellness Podcast. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me. I'm so excited.
I know. So if everyone doesn't know, me and Lauren met in a CEO school group. It's like business, I don't know, marketing, growing a business, all things. And I love Lauren from the start. And we worked together for a little bit as well on her health. And so I know that I love your season that you're in of growing the business pretty hard, as well as having little ones. And so I was like, perfect, because I know there's a bunch of women listening that are either growing a business or climbing the corporate ladder. And we just want to know, like, just juggling it all. And I feel like you are also super real about like what you can do and simplifying things. So I love that about you, working with you. So before we get started, introduce yourself, who you are and what you do.
Yeah. So I'm Lauren Colson. I'm the CEO and founder of Colson Strategies. And we provide everything A to Z on the accounting and finance front. So everything from bookkeeping to CFO, financial strategy.
Amazing.
And size businesses.
Okay. So you're like the numbers gal.
Yes. Yes.
And have you always been a numbers gal?
I have.
Okay.
I think what makes me and our team a little bit different is that we're also very big people. People.
Yeah.
And so that's what makes it really fun to take our number skills and make them come to life and be in discussion and be able to use them to make good decisions.
I agree. Because I'm not a numbers gal. I'm like a science gal. So sometimes with the numbers, it can feel very like daunting and cold. And so it's nice to have someone like being partnered up that can, I don't know if it's possible. I think it is, bring fun to the money and just trust in your money, know where it's going, what's going on, especially if you're running a business. It's so needed.
Yeah.
So I love that you've kind of created that community for it. And as well, like, feel free to share anything that you struggled with health-wise too, because I know we're going to be talking about like your routines and habits, but we love kind of hearing the backstory of what led you to that. Because I don't know, it's also inspiring to know that, hey, we're not alone. Oh, someone always has something going on.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I've had quite a journey, and in some regards, you may be able to tell it better. Because gosh, it's been over a year or so, but I was laying in bed sick, and I was just constantly sick. I have, like you mentioned, Lahana, I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. So there's just sickness going on. And all of my family was running through it, getting over it in a few days. And it was just knocking me down for weeks. And I was like, something is not right here. I shouldn't be this sick all the time. And that's when the universe connected us at the exact moment. And so we worked together on like healing my gut and learning the right foods to eat, which just, it made a huge difference in my energy, the way that I felt. And I wasn't getting sick anymore. And like to this day, I don't get, to be honest, they all go through it and I manage to steer clear of it most times. And if I do, it's like a day or two. So like, that's been huge, because like constantly getting sick is running a business, running a family. It's impossible.
I'm about to say, how did you feel like you did that in that moment when you were always like not feeling well, but you still had your business? So where do you think it like stopped you? Did it stop you from growing? Were you just like maintaining? Like, where were you business wise when you were feeling that way?
Yeah, we were still growing, but I wasn't, to say I wasn't excited about it. It was just like, I was just trying to get everything done for the day, so that I could then move on to my next job of like, okay, being a present mom for my kids, but then like going to bed and resting and being miserable, and then not being able to exercise because I'm like, I feel weak, I'm down, I don't want to do that. And so it was a lot of like almost mental health that it impacted as well, because I wasn't like excited to work on projects because I was like, I just need to rest and feel better.
Yeah. Oh, I always feel like that affects quality of work too. I know when I'm feeling good and I'm on point, man, like my work is fire. But yeah, when I was just really busy months ago of remodeling, Cedar, that definitely can bring you down if you're in Texas. That feels like you're sick all the time on top of like school and work. Like you're just doing the minimum to make do, still make it a good experience, but you're not excited about it. I don't know. I just feel like the quality is so different, even if it's from like a simple social media post to like interacting with people. It's very different.
Right. When you don't have the like kind of passion and energy that you normally do, it's just not the same.
Yeah, I agree. So from all the things that you've implemented, tell us more about your morning routine. Like, what does it look like to get ready for the day? I know you have kids, so this might even be having to be a little loosey-goosey because I totally remember that stage of life.
Yes. The start of our mornings are crazy, getting them ready and out the door for school. My husband takes them. So then, especially lately, I've been really conscious about kind of resetting myself. So instead of starting my day in this crazy mayhem, I now sit down after they leave. I calmly drink my coffee and kind of reflect on what my intentions are for the day, what I want to get done, what kind of energy I want to bring. I'll read like my daily newsletter that kind of talks about kind of the economy and current events. Before
Is that one called, oh my God, there's a really popular one.
I do the morning brew.
Yes. Okay, I get those too.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. And then I'm not a huge eat breakfast right away person. So then I'll probably start my breakfast within like the next hour or so. But I have gotten really good at a really good exercise routine lately. So that I've been doing in the mornings, and that is like an amazing way to start my day.
Oh, awesome. So around what time are you starting work?
So it depends. Usually I've been working out between 9 or 10. So sometimes I'll get a little bit of work in an hour before then.
Yes.
If not, then I'm usually starting around 10:30.
Yeah.
Diving into work. Yeah.
That's my favorite time to exercise as well. I know it's kind of like smack dab in the middle of the morning, but that is just like adrenal wise, stress hormone wise feels the best. And it's also like, I don't know, breakfast is, yes, I eat breakfast before, but I like feel like it digests for about an hour and I never feel overly full, but I feel like enough fuel to really get me through like a good workout. So like same sweet spot of like working out around that time. It's the best. Awesome. And so tell us more about like what you're eating in a day. Like what does your breakfast look like? Lunch, dinner?
Yeah.
Complex, simple.
So I'm one of those people where I'll like get on for a couple of reasons because I can, but get on a routine of almost like eating the same thing every day.
Yeah.
Because I don't get sick of it, and then it just makes it super easy, and anything I can like systemize or make easy, I'm on board. So I've been doing what I call mug eggs, where I have 3 eggs with, and this is just laziness, with shredded cheese, salt and pepper in a mug. And then I put it in the microwave for like a minute, 30 seconds. And it's just super easy and fast. And then gets me that protein nice morning. Then I usually have like a Chomps beef jerky stick for a snack. I think you're the one that turned me on to those.
I love those.
Trying to do also like blueberries and strawberries as kind of just like a handful of kind of energy almost through the day. And then I've been doing these ground turkey bowls for lunch. So lean ground turkey with pepper jack cheese and salsa and jalapenos. So kind of like a little bit of a naked taco.
Nice.
And then I'll have some nuts. And then for dinner, I've been having buffalo chicken salad. So spinach with grilled chicken with tomato, pepper jack cheese, and then buffalo sauce is the dressing.
Oh, and then so you eat the same. How does that change for your kids? Or you just make something separate for them?
Oh, great question. Yes, we're basically eating completely separate.
No worries. I mean, sometimes we do that too. Most of the time it's the same, but yeah, some days are just like crazy. And it's because of, I guess, different dietary needs. I know kids too, if they're on the pickier side, I know that's kind of hard to navigate. I had very picky eaters. I get so jealous when people's kids eat so good.
Yeah, same. So yeah, I tend to do my own thing. And then my husband,
Yep.
who's more the cook of the family, handles the three of them.
Yeah. Well, I love that. Do you prep over the weekend or do you prep, I guess, maybe sometime during the week?
Yeah, it's easier for me to actually prep during the week. So I'll do, it's always like multitasking. So listening to a
Totally.
podcast, or I'm doing a certain training that has modules we got to listen to while I'm food prepping, which is not
Nice.
something I like to do, the food prep part, but that like totally kind of distracts
Yeah.
me from it. So it's
Yeah.
been really awesome.
Yeah. See, you do good. I'm like, let me pop on a Netflix or Hulu show.
But see, then like
Yeah.
that, if I have to like watch something, then I'm like, I would just sit there and forget I was even cooking.
That's true. That's true. I mean, if I make it work for sure, but I'm with you. I think sometimes it's just so mundane because it's like every week you're just doing the same, like hopefully different recipes, maybe week by week, but the same thing, and it just gets so old. And I just, yeah, listening or watching something just helps make it not feel like a chore because I get
Yeah.
to like do something that I enjoy or listen to something I enjoy while doing something very mundane.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you outside of your eggs? Because I'm the same way. Breakfast is pretty much the same with some differences, but do you change lunches and dinners like every week?
Not always every week. It kind of depends. If I'm
Wow.
sick of something, I'll just keep going. Yeah, which is weird. And I know like not everyone can do that. But yeah, I'll rotate through
Yeah.
different things. I'm trying to be very high protein, lower
Yeah.
carb. I'm also watching my blood sugar right now.
Okay.
And so I'm doing like tuna,
Oh, I love tuna.
salmon. I'm weird though, like I don't like cooking fish myself. So I'll buy like cooked salmon from like one of our local markets.
Oh my gosh,
Um,
it's so funny. Is it the texture or the smell or
all of it. I don't know. Like it's so in my mind though, because I'm like, it tastes different if I cook it. Maybe just because I'm
really?
seeing it. Yeah, I don't know. But
Really?
yeah.
Different I don't know, different seasonings, way they season it. I definitely found my favorite way to cook salmon, and I just get it frozen and it just defrosts so quickly. So I mean, you
Oh,
really just need to put it in like hot water for like 10-15 minutes. So I just buy it frozen, defrost it and throw it in the air fryer. And I'll just do like a seasoning. Usually, I don't know which one I'm doing right now. It's like a citrus zest. So it's like a blend. Just sprinkle it on there, avocado oil, air fry it, and it comes out so good. And it's done in like 10 minutes. So it's like, even
wow.
though I love canned tuna because it's quick. Also like frozen fresh salmon is
Yeah.
also super quick to like whip up. But yeah, it doesn't smell, but I mean, it depends if you like, just don't like I don't know, picking it up, the texture of it, holding it. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Where do you get it from?
I just buy the big bag at like Whole Foods, and it comes with
Okay.
like 6 fillets, I think, in it. So yeah, and they come all separate. So that's why you can just like grab one. It's all what's it called? Vacuum sealed
Oh, right.
individually.
Yeah. I'm
And
gonna
so
try
that's why you just,
that.
yeah, grab one and put it in the hot water and defrost. And it's just so simple. And I mean, if you really want flavor, the best bet is to maybe defrost overnight and like start marinating it in like
Yeah.
coconut aminos or something like that. I haven't done that because it's usually like last minute of, I should probably be eating lunch in 30 minutes. Like, let me pull something from the freezer real quick and thaw it and throw it in the air fryer.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm with you. I'm not always thinking ahead. I'm like thinking ahead of dinner. I'm not really thinking ahead of like lunches and breakfast.
Right.
So go you for thinking ahead of lunches.
For now.
I know. And share with us that exercise. So what exercise are you doing right now?
Yeah. So I am doing tennis, which I used to play in high school many moons ago. And I'm like getting back into it. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I love this so
Oh,
much. And I'm like bad at cardio, if that's a thing. And it like distracts me that I'm even moving around because it's so fun.
yeah.
And then I'm also incorporating strength training.
Nice. That's how I feel with boxing. When I got into that, when we moved and got this little boxing setup through fight camp, same thing. Like, you know me, I am such a strength trainer. I don't like cardio, but it does. That's a perfect way to describe it. It distracts you from like doing something cardio versus like when you're just running or on the bike. I don't know. It's like
Yes.
all you're doing versus you're focusing on like hitting the ball. I'm focusing
Right.
on hitting the thing. Like it's very distracting in a good way. So I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love tennis. I tried it. I just also have never played. So you're probably like a tennis baddie compared to me. I'm just like definitely hitting wrong form. I would love like someone who's actually a pro to watch. And they're probably like, you are a hot mess.
Hey, if you can hit it back and forth, that's really all that matters. And you're not hurting yourself.
Yeah, but my husband's always like, try to keep it in the lines. And I'm like giving like all four. And I'm like, I just want to hit it as hard as I can.
Right, right.
So share with us more of like your nighttime routine. So that's morning. What does your nighttime look like?
Yeah. So this one I've gotten really intentional around lately. So I've been drinking this nighttime tea that's just like a calming, soothing tea while and I've gotten really into, I think we talked about this before, a red light mask. So I put that on, I drink my tea, and then I read my book for 20 minutes.
Amazing.
And so, yeah, so that's like really kind of calms me down. And then when I turn the lights off to go to bed, I've been listening to this affirmation recording that's been really great. I'm a huge believer in gratitude and affirmations and kind of putting that energy out into the universe. So that's been my recent nighttime routine that I've been in love with.
Amazing. Did you say it was an app?
No, it's a
Or a
recording
podcast?
from Gabby Bernstein.
Okay. Yeah, I've read one of her books before. I forgot which one I read.
Yeah, I really like her. And it's like 5 minutes, so it's perfect. And then there's this like calming music that plays in the end. So I just kind of lay there and drift to sleep.
Amazing. And then what about the tea? What is your go-to tea right now?
Yeah, I wish I knew the name of it. It's like a caramel flavored, but like very light, not like a sugar type thing. And it's got no caffeine, of course, but kind of like a herbal supplement for
Is it the one that I mentioned? I swear I think I might have mentioned it to you. Clever? Does that sound right?
Yeah, it does. It probably came from you. Yeah.
I'm about to say, I was like, that's what I drink too.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think we had this conversation actually. I was like, I'm pretty sure I told you about one. Yeah, it's like in a bag and it's a blue bag.
It's not a blue bag.
Not a blue bag. Oh, so it must be different. You'll have to share it with me.
I will. Yeah, and I'm gonna write down yours. Clever.
When you're done. Clever. So it's LEVR. So no second E there.
Okay.
But yeah, it's very, very, very similar. Where it's a lot of like valerian root. So there's like the herby parts, but they do add a little bit of like caramel flavor, but actually it doesn't taste like caramel. I don't think.
Mine doesn't really either.
Yeah, but it has like a sweet flavor without the sweetness either. Because I'm pretty sure they use like either monk fruit or stevia or something. So it is slightly sweet, but I love putting like a little dollop of like my toasted marshmallow nut pod that I'm obsessed with. And that just adds even just a little bit more extra, but it is so good. And it's very calming. All the herbs in it are incredible. So I've been like thinking about it. Actually, I've gotten off the train a little bit, but I was thinking about the other night, like the last 2 nights, I'm like, I need to make a cup. And then it's like, gets too late. I'm like, crap. I want to get back to it.
I have an Aura ring. And so I'm like super into tracking and seeing my sleep. And I swear the nights that I drink the tea before bed, my heart rate goes lower, which is like what you want is a lower heart rate while you're resting. And I get a better sleep score. So that's also a plus.
Amazing. Outside of sleep, have you seen any other cool benefits with the Aura ring?
Sleep is the biggest one for me, and like and how it all relates to sleep. So like days where I have like even just like 2 glasses of wine, I can see a strong correlation in my sleep to the point where I've like really tried to stop drinking alcohol other than like, I don't know, more like
super occasional
occasions. Like I'm not just going to sit at home and have a glass of wine because it's like, I'm going to pay the price for it. It's not worth it. So that's been really cool.
It's so true. And I know a lot of women listening, growing a business, climbing the corporate ladder, you name it. I think we kind of get into these social events too, like networking and like feeling the need to like drink, but I would love to encourage that and say like, it doesn't have to be that way at all by any means. I know I go to so many of them and I don't drink at all, but it really does either affect like blood sugar, I've seen as a huge effect, and then like affecting your sleep, which then affects the next day. And so, yeah, I try to save it. I mean, I don't drink actually at all, but I tell people to try to save it for things that are like a wedding or something like super, super special versus like a weekly social meeting or whatnot. But I love that. I feel like this movement is coming more than it ever has, because same with like, I don't know, breast implants. I don't know. There's lots of topics that are starting to like come to light and I'm so excited about, and not normalizing alcohol anymore is coming. And I'm so excited about it.
Yeah. And I'm like someone where I know this, like, I know it's not great for me, but I have to like see the data from my body to like not believe it, but to like almost buy in myself.
100%.
And so it's like, I can see it, like, and then it's like, and now I feel it and I'm actually, you know, connecting the dots on all of it. And so that's where it's like easier, much easier.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's probably one of my favorite things about any lab work, whether it's stool testing or continuous glucose monitors or whatever. I think no matter how many times people can tell you, until you actually see it like on paper, I know it just hits different. So I'm glad that you're like the Aura Ring is kind of giving that for you, of affirming like what, not even just alcohol, but like what things are working for you and like what's not. So it's not like you're guessing, you have some type of data behind it.
Yeah. I'm doing the continuous glucose monitor as well. And that's been like, wow.
Yeah, I know. I need to redo it for sure. Because that's one of our top hormones that need to be balanced. If that's not balanced, everything else kind of falls to the wayside, because it's very stressful on the body. And it's one of the best things you can be focusing on. And even anyone, you don't even have to have issues. You still need to focus on blood sugar.
Right. And I feel like people don't really, I think it's coming to more light now, like you're saying, but people didn't ever think about that or know that.
Yeah. And unless you were like, oh, I have diabetes. Yeah. No one really paid attention to it, but it absolutely is like one of the first ones that start to like fall to the wayside. And then all the other ones can start to follow. But also encouraging, because it also can be influenced the most as well, like through diet and stress and like exercise. So I'm a control freak. So that gives me a lot of joy. So do you have any other favorite tips of like just balancing it all? Like, how do you make time to be a present mom, but also be, killing it in the business space as well?
Yeah. So it's hard and there's no easy solution. Presence is actually my word for the year, in all areas of my life. So I'm like a constantly distracted, like want to do all the things kind of person, but I've been really focused on like what I'm doing and who I'm with is like where my 100% focus is on. So I've been using the do not disturb on my phone for a lot of different reasons. So like work blocks, time blocking, deep work, telling the team like, hey, I'm out for the next 3 hours, focusing on this, turning off email, turning off notifications has been great to get done what I need to do, because I've been, I sign off around 5:30 and try not to come back the rest of the day if possible. And then I do the same thing when from pickup to bedtime, I've got my phone on do not disturb so that it's not dinging or distracting me. And I'm really focused on spending quality time with the kids.
Oh, I love that. I cannot wait till effing school is over, even though I'm so excited, and I'll be very excited to get it done. But I was on that same track and it was amazing. You could even just feel the difference of just shutting off at like 5 p.m., being done and like getting to do you stuff, kid stuff. And it was such a good feeling. And like, now I'm like, oh no, that is like all iffy up, because I'm just like homework, like I'm back on the computer. And so it's just a crazy season for me, but I am very much looking forward to that season because it is very nice.
And yeah, exactly. Like it's a season. There's seasons of growth in the business where I can't be done at 5:30. And so we're just in a period where I've kind of built this ability right now, and I'm sure it'll change, but while it lasts, I'm really enjoying it.
Oh my gosh, yes, I know. Those are those are the seasons you look forward to, and the crazy seasons where you can't like step away. So I love that you are putting that first though. Do you have any favorite like podcasts that you listen to or books that you read, whether it's like business or self-development, anything that's really changed the game for you mentally?
Yeah. Last year, well, a standout book for me was The One Thing. And it's actually on my list to revisit this year. It's pretty simple. It's like a easy read, but it's so valuable, and it's focused on like literally focusing on one thing. And I think as entrepreneurs and moms, like we're juggling so much, and I've like got so many ideas I want to execute on, but then it's like, okay, well, I'm not doing any of them well when I'm trying to do all of them. So it's like, focusing and getting systems in place to focus on the one thing. Okay, perfect that, make that, run itself almost before you move to the next one. So that's like personally and professionally, that's been a really great one.
Amazing. Any podcasts? Because I know you said you were listening to podcasts. Give some fun ones too, if you're more of a fun podcast. I know some people that listen to podcasts are like, yeah, by the time I listen to a podcast, I want something like that will take me, like make me laugh and stuff, not so much business development. So we're game for fun stuff and serious stuff.
Mine are more business development, but I think they're fun.
I know, right?
I love like Mel Robbins, Jenna Kutcher, Amy Porterfield, that kind of group that's like upbeat, business tactics and tools around. I mean, I'm a finance person and a business owner, so I'm learning, continuously learning every day, but the marketing side of things and working on building an email list. And so a lot of mine is like learning for the first time how to grow an Instagram following and things like that that are new to me, but are fun because I love learning.
Yeah. Tell me more too about like your LinkedIn journey. I know we talked about this as you were, trying out LinkedIn, because that's where a lot of your like potential clientele are. How's that going? Because it is a different animal compared to like Instagram and stuff.
Yes. It's going really well. I am no expert by any means, but I mean, what they say, I think for any platform in terms of like, keep posting, keep engaging, even when no one's engaging with you, that it comes. And so I've been posting pretty regularly for maybe almost a year now. And I'm like, good. And thank you. And have really started to reap the rewards in terms of connections and things like that. What I think is cool about LinkedIn, and I don't know much about the other platforms, so maybe this is the case, but it's not even necessarily that we have a lot of like direct like clients reaching out to us. It's a lot of the network I've been building season is like, oh, I know someone that could use your services. And so it's been a lot of that, which is not what I was like originally expecting. So it's been a really great, and then we love referring good people to our clients. Like I love that. I'm like, they're like, help, I need help here. It's, not something we do, but we know someone that's like really good at what they do and will help them. Like that brings me so much joy, because as a business owner, I know it's like, okay, I need to hire someone to do this, but like, how do you know? How do you know they're good at what they trust? So like a strong referral like that is huge. And so that has also been a benefit from LinkedIn as well.
Oh yeah, I know. That's actually like a double whammy for you, both like potential clientele as well as just the connection and the network. And you are right, you're working with business owners that have a lot of needs in many different areas. And so it is very encouraging to be the person who is like the go-to, because you have a network that you can refer to. So that's amazing. So I can definitely see where the benefit is there. We have yet to tackle that beast for sure, but it is on our list. Especially as we chat more with like power women who are exactly like what you said, tired of like struggling and feeling like crap, and really wanting to make sure that they have energy to excel in what they need to excel and get done. So it is on our list, but I might be coming to you for any more tips. It is a whole different beast.
I think it would be awesome for you.
But I feel like it's also, we always hear like Instagram I don't know. Is Facebook even a thing? I think Facebook is dying down, but we hear Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube. But I feel like LinkedIn has always been like the underdog right there.
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Well, awesome. So tell us more about where we can support you. Where can we find you? We'd love to hear it.
Yeah. So anyone that needs, accounting support, whether it's doing your bookkeeping or really just a trusted partner to help you figure out what your growth strategy is, whether that's, mapping out your cash flow, analyzing your pricing, your profitability, you want to pay yourself more, but you're not sure how to get there. I mean, we work with tons of women entrepreneurs. That's one of our favorites. And that's a big thing. I want to pay myself more, but I don't know how. It's like, all right, well, let's figure it out. So you can connect with me on LinkedIn, Lauren Colson, Colson. You can also find us at colsonstrategies.com, see what we're about. And there's a way to get in touch with us on the site. Or you can reach out directly to info@colsonstrategies.com.
Amazing. And we'll end with the lightning round, but one more question that popped into my head when you were talking about just business, but where do you feel like is the most difficult thing for like women entrepreneurs with their money? Like what's their most difficult thing to wrap their head around or to figure out?
Yeah. Wow, most difficult. I'd say it kind of depends on the entrepreneur, but that go forward strategy is sometimes harder for that. They know what they want to do and they know what their strategy is, but they're not exactly sure how to best monetize it. And so I always say, before you launch a new product or a new service or make some sort of big investment, like have a plan around, okay, well, what are our expectations in terms of monetization? There's a lot of things where it's like, well, you can't put an exact number to it, right? But like have an idea of what is my expectation? Is going to this expensive conference going to bring in leads, and like what does that look like, and what does that look like the growth, or is it just an expense that you're not getting really anything out of?
I love that. Oh, I love that. I know, because sometimes we put our passion first and like money last.
Yeah.
And there's totally a combination. You can do both, but I feel like the passion part is so easy. Just because unless you're like an entrepreneur, like in finance and have that like natural mentality, that is like totally not where I feel like most like entrepreneur brains go. It's more of the passion of whatever they're doing. Not so much like, is this profitable? Are we doing this right?
And so we work with our clients a lot on that, because it's like, we're not telling you not to do your passion, but let's just figure out a way that we can be a profitable passion, or we can carve out something that can still allow you to fulfill that passion, but we're still making money for the business.
Yeah. Okay. I love that. Okay. So 5 lightning round questions. They'll be either or. The first one is a messy desk or a clean desk?
Clean desk.
Angry client or angry employee?
Ooh, angry client.
Letters or emails?
Oh, emails.
I know, but nothing feels better than a letter, I feel like.
Well,
so
I guess I'm thinking if it's like a personal thing, then yes, a letter.
A letter. I know.
Yeah.
It's a like habit that has been long gone. It makes me sad, which I love the quickness because my impatientness, but like a letter, oh, nothing special.
I think I'm going to write a friend a letter today.
See? Salad or smoothie?
Smoothie.
And sneakers or sandals?
Sandals.
I'm going to say you're in Florida. So you better say sandals. Awesome, girl. Well, thank you so much for coming on today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.